What's up, everybody? Here's another episode of Cockles of the Heart podcast with your lonely host, Reed. I really didn't prepare for this podcast all that much, but I just want to make sure that I stick to it and we get this episode out for Monday podcast. So, haven't done much. Just been hanging out. I was supposed to work on my car this weekend, but I haven't. It's a little chilly out lately, so it's been hard to want to go out and deal with that shit. I think we're gonna finally get into the Final Boss Sour 3-pack variety pack. So I haven't even opened this up yet. I'm not exactly sure what's in it. I don't know why there's 3 of them in there. I don't know if they're different levels of sourness or it's all the same thing or what. So we're gonna check it out. But hope your guys' week went well and your weekend was even better. I really didn't do shit for mine. I went out to a tattoo convention with a couple friends. They had an extra ticket, so they invited me to go with them. And it wasn't that bad. They both got tattoos, which took up the entire day. So all I did was go get super overpriced beers the whole time while they were getting their tattoos. I don't know why, but I just figured there'd be like a bunch of super sexy bitches with tattoos all over the place, and I'd find the love of my life out there. But it ended up being like the scariest looking creatures at this tattoo place. It was like fucking chicks with Skrillex haircuts, and there was a guy that had like the implants in his head, so it looked like he had little horns and gauges that were this fucking big. And I'm sure they were nice people, but I was too tired and too drunk to figure out if they were nice people. So I just kind of people watched. It was a great event for people watching, for sure. I saw some fucking creatures out there, let me tell you. And then I got a couple free bumper stickers. I don't know. It was all right. I was going to get a little baby tattoo, but my 2 friends that got their tattoos made it last the entire night, so I just didn't even bother getting one, which is probably smart. I need to save money for the new apartment that I should be getting, hopefully, eventually soon. It might end up being at the same complex that I'm at now, just 1 bathroom short, or I might be moving a little closer to Nashville, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this might be a short podcast because I really haven't done anything since the last one. But it looks like from the 3 packs that I got, it's 3 different levels. Who knows? Maybe we'll do one. Maybe we'll do all 3 of them. I don't know. I don't have a lot of. Damn, there's a lot in this thing. This whole thing is like filled with sour shit. I don't know. We'll see. They got different calories. So one of them's 90 calories, one's 100, one's 105. I don't know if that's like the level of sourness they are, or if they're all the same, or I don't know. Sour cranberries, sour strawberries, and sour blueberries. I literally did no research before getting these. 1 serving per container, which is the whole bag. Let's go. Let's start out with sour strawberry. I was thinking of being a sicko and eating all 3 of these and seeing if I could fill a whole glass full of spit. So we might do that. Been drinking some red wine today. Yesterday I ordered some Asian food, some fried rice from a nice little restaurant. And when you like order something from Uber Eats or whatever, it'll say like, oh, if you want to buy more shit that's along the way, you can do this, and then you won't get charged extra. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to order some alcohol. I've never had alcohol shipped to my door unless I paid one of my buddies to do it. So I was like, fuck it. I'll order some red wine to go with my spicy fried rice. So I ordered it, and for some reason or another, they sent 2 different Uber Eats drivers. So the wine got here first before the Asian food did. And it was like some larger woman and then her 2 little kids that had 0 bubble space at all. Like zero like shyness to strangers, because the youngest one, as soon as I opened the door, he ran up and said, "What's your name? Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Reed. Nice to meet you. Like, calm down before I kick you down the stairs." And so she handed me the wine, and then he kind of came behind and like pushed the wine into my face. And I was like, "Okay, cool. Whatever." And she's like, "All right, I need to scan the back of your ID before I can give you this." I was like, "All right, cool." So I pulled out my ID. Little kid just swipes it out of my fucking hands, and I'm like, "Lady, what are you doing bringing your kids to work?" Like, it's one thing if you had well-behaved kids, but these 2 kids are fucking monsters. They even tried to, like, as soon as I opened the door, they tried to walk into my apartment around me to go check it out. And she's like, "No, honey, don't do that. Come back in here." And I'm like, I'm about to fucking be the father to your children that they obviously don't have, because they're just trying to walk into my apartment, snagging my ID. At one point, the kid walks right up to me and puts his hand like this on my waist/balls. And I'm like, okay, like, what in the fuck are you doing with your kids up here? They're like, they keep touching me. I'm feeling sexually harassed by your fucking children, and they keep trying to come into my apartment and steal my ID. And like, what the fuck is going on? Like, are there no limits to being an Uber Eats driver? Like, don't bring your fucking kids to work. And it was super awkward and super weird, and I fucking hated the whole experience. So I will never order alcohol again. So, like, usually when you order Uber Eats food, they just leave it at the door and they can go. But if you order alcohol, that you have to, like, talk to them and give you your ID. And this is, like, the first experience I've had with that. So I was like, okay, I'm never ordering alcohol again. Like, why the fuck do you have your kids up here? And it was super weird and awkward. But anyway, so I'm drinking the rest of this wine. I can't sleep past like 8 o'clock, so I woke up at 7 this morning. Ugh, that tastes like shit. It's very cheap red wine. Ugh. And I got gum in my mouth. Ugh. Mint gum and cheap red wine tastes like fucking asshole. Not like a hot girl's asshole. It tastes like a dog's asshole. What was I saying? I don't remember. But anyway, I've completely lost my train of thought. So, oh yeah, I started drinking wine at 10 a.m. this morning because I woke up at 7 because I can't sleep in at all. And I was watching Gangs of London, which is actually a really fucking dope show. It's really fucking good. It's like about the gangs of London, and they do like the most horrendous, most gruesome, vile shit, like torture each other and all these crazy fight scenes and stuff. The only thing that I don't like is that there's some crazy ass shots where it's like there's no way that guy would be still alive after all of that shit. Like, there's a scene where this guy is trying to hurry up and get his son on this boat, and they're all bad guys. Like, every single one of them is bad guys. They're the gangs of London. There's no heroes in this show. Everyone's a piece of shit if you really think about it. But this guy's like pushing his son to go to this boat so he can escape, and there's another guy with a machine gun behind him, and he just lights him up, shoots him like 12 times in the back with this gun, and the guy's still like talking to his son and like, "Son, you're better than this. I'm sorry I failed you." And it's like, you just got shot in the back like 15 fucking times with this machine gun from like 20 feet away. Both of your lungs are fucked. There's no way you're talking. There's no way you're going to sit there and have like a 12-minute speech for your fucking son, who also ends up dying. And So that was kind of ridiculous. And then there was parts where it was like, and I'm not shitting on women at all, but like it's a known fact. Men are generally stronger than women. And there's a part where it's that same scene you see in every like fight scene where the guy on top has a knife and he's trying to push it into the eyeball of the person on the bottom. And it's like this little sexy Middle Eastern woman holding this big giant guy from shoving a knife into her face. And she's somehow with one hand holding him off while reaching over for like a gun or a knife or something like that. And it was like, there's no fucking way. Like, it's not like she's jacked. It's not like a hard body bitch. It's like this little dainty, sexy Middle Eastern chick, and then this big fucking Kurd trying to fucking shove this knife at her face. So there's a couple moments where I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, right, no deal. But from the most part, it's pretty dope. And it's like, I wish you guys, you probably wish you would have tried to use those fighting tactics when we whooped your fucking ass in the Revolutionary War. But, you know, you guys could be all violent as fuck if you want. But anyway, yeah, really good fucking show. They got 3 seasons that they've made, but only 2 seasons are out on Netflix. So I gotta figure out where I can watch the 3rd season. But it's literally, it was crazy. It was one of those movies where, or shows, by the end of it, I'm like, you know, a lot of these really good action movies, there's really not a hero because everybody's kind of a piece of shit. Like, they're murdering the fuck out of women and children and each other and doing all these horrible things and lying and cheating and doing whatever. Even like the main character originally was like an undercover cop. So it's like, okay, he's the hero. He's trying to stop the gang violence and try to bring London to order and you know, clean up the streets. But like after like the 6th episode of the 1st season, he just like bails on like the police force and just becomes one of the gangsters, killing the fuck out of people and doing horrible things. And I was like, you know, that's fucking dope, because there's just so many movies and shows where you're rooting for someone that's doing horrible criminal acts, you know. It's just like, I saw a TikTok the other day, and every like super like woman's show or movie that's super popular always has the woman cheating on the man that they're married or dating for some like bad motherfucker, like some rich dude. Like, there's always cheating involved, and that's like all of the women's favorite movies and shows is like a woman main character that ends up falling head over heels for some guy that won't stop hitting on her and won't stop like bumping into her in public, and she ends up cheating on her husband or wife or whatever. And they like listed off like a million fucking movies, and every single one of them had that same kind of theme. And it was like, no wonder these fucking hoes be cheating on all us men. All of their favorite TV shows and movies are just a bunch of scandalous fucking women cheating on their men. So, but I mean, there's tons of other movies that are guys cheating on people, but like, it seems like the main way to like get a super popular edgy movie or something like that is to have the main character cheat, and then everyone's rooting for that main character. And I don't know, it is what it is. I got cheated on once. I really don't give a shit. It's like, you know, when you get in a relationship, and every time you get in a relationship, they're like, oh, I have trust issues. I got cheated on. You know, they were looking at porn while we were dating, and to me, that's cheating. Like, okay, relax. I got cheated on, and I don't have trust issues with people that weren't the people that cheated on me. You know what I mean? Like, I had a fiance like 5 years ago. Found out she was fucking one of my best friends, and then they had a kid like a month after we broke up. Yeah, that sucked. It kind of fucked me up. But I don't have trust issues to every single chick that I meet after that. Like, it's that person was a cheating piece of shit. That doesn't mean that all women are cheating pieces of shit. That doesn't mean every single one of the friends that I meet is going to go behind my back and try to fuck the girl that I'm with. So it's just, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. It's such bullshit when you're like, oh, I got fucking trust issues because I got cheated on. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you got trust issues. That has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with us. Sorry for your bad fucking luck. Sorry that you didn't figure it out sooner. But that doesn't, you can't take your trust issues to the next relationship and be like, oh, I looked through your cell phone and tracked all your mail and put a fucking tracker on your car because I got trust issues. So you have to be okay with it. Like, no, I don't have to be okay with it. I don't give a fuck. I've never cheated on anyone in my fucking life. Have I done some shit that made a bitch mad? Yeah, I have. But I've never cheated on one. And I don't give a fuck about your trust issues. I can have trust issues too. I should have trust issues according to society, but I don't because you're a different person. I'll trust you until proven untrustworthy, and I trust people way too well. So that's probably why I get cheated on all the time. But I don't give a fuck. You're going to do it if you're going to do it. No matter how much I look at your phone and track you and follow you around and interrogate every person that you ever hang out with, you're going to cheat on me if you want to cheat on me. And you know what? The best part about getting cheated on is once you get cheated on, you have guilt-free sex with everybody you possibly want to. When my ex cheated on me, I was like, fucking, I don't even have to wait the 2 or 3 months. You know when you break up with somebody and if you hook up with someone within 2 or 3 months or whatever the fucking time frame is, and it's looked down on oh, you never loved me at all if you're able to move on to another woman. That goes completely out the door if you get cheated on. You can fuck anybody and everybody. It doesn't matter if it's her best friends, her family members. It doesn't matter if you do it the same day that you break up. If they cheat on you, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and people are just going to be like, you know what, he deserves it because he got cheated on. That's exactly what I did after my fiance fucking cheated on me and felt zero guilt. It was great. So, anyway, just rambling about random shit. Like I said, I'm a little buzzed. I had no plans for this podcast. It's just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. So let me finish this glass of wine, and then we'll hit up the first sour final boss, whatever thing. I don't understand because it feels like there's 10 gummies in this thing. Am I supposed to eat the whole fucking thing or one at a time? And it's not only are there 5 or 6 of these is what it feels like. There's two other packs of it. And it just says level 3 on all 3 of them. So I don't know if one's more sour than the other one. And it's got Hank and Quinny face off against Moo, a jacked mole who has spent the last 80 years drilling and blasting in the shard shaft mines. The strawberries down here will make your toes curl. Can you take it? Am I playing a video game right now? Is there a video game that comes with this? So this blue one says, Hank and Quinny head to Grimes Square to get exposure to absolutely eye-watering cranberries. Mastering these brings them one step closer to facing the final boss. Think you can handle them? Then this one says, our heroes sneak into ConnieCon Carnival and face off against Connie, the fair's owner, operator, mascot. This weasel is squatting on a stash of the most sour blueberries yet. Can you handle them? What the fuck is this? It literally looks like video games, kind of. It's all, pixelated characters. So there's the weasel. This is I think it's a fox, maybe. And then this is the mole. I don't understand. It didn't come with any kind of directions or anything. It just came in this bubble wrap bag. This little card. I don't know. All right, let's slam this. Eat some sours. Oh, so cheap. It's gross. Ugh. Nasty. All right, let's try this shit out. I just don't see how sour candy can really be that bad. It's super sour for 5 seconds, and then you kind of get acclimated to it. But I was also one of those kids in middle school that would get the warheads, and the sourest warheads were always the blue raspberry ones, and I'd put 3 or 4 of them in my mouth, and I just loved it. It was it was a different pain. You know, I don't know. I feel like eating all the spicy stuff and eating sour stuff and getting super drunk is like a self-harm. Like, I won't cut myself. I won't, kill myself, but I'll make myself hurt and have fun doing it and laugh like a psychopath through the whole thing. So, ew. They're like, it looks like alien goo. It's like all sticky. See how like sticky gross that is? Like, the fuck am I'm supposed to eat this whole fucking thing? There's like no directions to this. It's I don't know. I guess we'll just eat a little bit of it and just make our way down. That's disgusting. It's so gooey. It looks like if you got like some fruit and you cut it up and put it in a plastic baggie and let it sit in the sun. All right, let's take a little bit. Oh, it tastes like shit. I got nothing on me. It's not that sour. It has like the consistency. It has like the consistency of fruit leather, where it's got that greasy shit. Got that greasy shit on it. It's really not that bad, despite my eyes watering and me having little mini seizures. It's not that bad. I'd eat these all day over that fucking chip. It's really not that bad. This is bullshit. I was ready for it. It's probably going to give me like fucking raging, spraying diarrhea, but it's not that bad. It's gross because it's got like the consistency of fruit leather and it's like super greasy. It's like without trying to be like a gross dude, it literally has a consistency of like someone nutted all over these. It's like sticky, stringy, gooey shit over like fruit leather nuggets. It's really not that bad. We might be able to make it through all three of these, and then I'm gonna be spraying water out of my butthole later, but it's better than spicy. Oh, god damn, I just got a major headache point right on my forehead. Couldn't be the sour gummies. It's gotta be something else. Alright, let's eat the rest of these. It's really not that bad. I've seen so many videos of people eating these exact gummies, and they make it seem like it's the worst torture in the world. It's not that bad. Your mouth just gets real sweaty, and it's not really all that bad. All right, let's do the rest of them. It's a little worse. I'm fine. I'm fine. Not that bad. I just lose control of my face once in a while. That's like the worst part. Is that you just temporarily lose control of like your face and your neck. Like your neck tenses up and your face tenses up. Not bad. Way better than the spicy chip. Honestly, the spicy chip challenge, the worst part was the after effects. Like, I was having such bad stomach pain. I was like, oh, this is what the women feel when they're going through their period. It still wasn't as bad as like a man cold, but it was pretty painful. Ugh, I can't talk. Just got like 3 more of these little chicken nuggets left. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Oh. It's like I'm fine. It's like fruit leather tasting. Not bad though. Not too bad. Oh, it's all over my lips. Oh, that kind of sucks. Not bad. It's 1 out of 3 packs. Really not that bad at all. I think I've conditioned myself with eating Warheads. Warheads were like the shit back in the day. Warheads were worse than that. So I don't know if you guys ever had Warheads, but the worst ones were the blue raspberry ones. And it was like, like rock candy kind of thing, like a Jolly Rancher-ish. And then in the middle was like a bunch of powder that was supposed to be like the super sour part. And I would just stick it in the corner of my mouth like a dip kind of, and then just suck on it that way. And by the time you were done eating the whole, because I ate the whole bag every time. Like, let's be real. I wasn't one of those kids that saved his Halloween candy to last like the entire year after Halloween. I ate all of it all at the same time. So like Warheads, I would eat the entire bag of it. And by the time I was done, the inside of my cheek felt like it was fluffy or like infested or like raw kind of. And it was worse than that. That wasn't bad at all. I feel like I wasted my fucking money on this greasy shit. It's just gross how like greasy, sappy, nasty it is. It tasted okay. It's supposed to be sour strawberries. It didn't taste like strawberries. It tasted like something fruity, but it definitely wasn't strawberries. But yeah. But what was I going to talk about? There was some kind of like serious note of something I was going to talk about. Oh, it was the fucking. So I just want to give a little PSA, public service announcement. It is so fucked up how, and I'm not trying to just score bitches and get on the girls' side and try to like, like, hey girls, I just want to defend you so I can fuck you kind of shit. This is like real shit. My ex and plenty of other exes beforehand have worked in restaurants and clubs and stuff like that, right? And every fucking manager to all of those places suddenly thinks like, oh, I'm the manager. These are my hoes. I can do whatever I want with them and I can get away with it because I'm a big bad motherfucker. Like, dude, you don't have a real job. That's not a career. Real job career is when you're a fucking man working on job sites or constructing something or doing whatever. But when you're the fucking manager of Applebee's, you're not a fucking man. You're a fucking child. You're a high school guy running a bunch of girls around and trying to sexually assault them and trying to get them to fuck you all the time. It is the most disgusting pussy beta male shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. And I am so sick of hearing of all these women that I know and that I care about and that I love going to work and having their creepy fat piece of shit manager hitting on them all the time and trying to slip in their DMs while they got wives and kids at home working for $25 an hour as the manager of fucking Olive Garden, trying to fuck all the girls you work with. These girls are just trying to make their money so that they can pay rent and move towards a real job Leave them the fuck alone, you greasy fat piece of shit. And even at clubs, every fucking manager at all these big time bars and clubs think that they can just do whatever the fuck they want and think that all of their employee chicks are like, oh my God, he's the manager. He's so hot. I want to suck his dick. Like, no, you don't have a real job, bro. You're like working at a fucking daycare for fucking chicks just trying to make some goddamn money. Leave them the fuck alone. Quit hitting on them. Quit threatening their shifts. Trying to get them to fuck you, you sad piece of shit. And be a real fucking man and find something else. Quit cheating on your wife. Quit, putting your kids through shit because you can't handle just having a job and moving on. Even like the security guys at all these big clubs, the only reason they get jobs at these fucking clubs is to try to fuck all the chicks working there. A lot of these chicks have boyfriends and lives, and they're trying to pay for college or trying to do something and move on with their life. Don't get a job somewhere just for the fact to try to fuck somebody that works there. That is the stupidest little pussy fucking shit. And I'm so sick of all these chicks getting sexually assaulted at work all the time and not saying shit about it because they're scared about losing their shifts, losing their jobs, being shit on by their, fellow employees. Like, be a fucking man. Go find a woman yourself. Quit trying to fuck these chicks when you're drunk, you asshole. There's obviously a particular person I'm thinking about, but like, I am so sick of hearing about these dudes in some position of power, and all they do is try to like intimidate girls that work under them to fuck them and trying to scare them. Like, what is the point? To me, I don't want to hook up with a chick that doesn't want to hook up with me. I don't want to hook up with a chick just out of fear that something bad will happen, and they'll just hook up with me just because they're worried about their reputation or something. That's fucking disgusting, and I hate that shit. And my whole fucking life, I have done shit that people have made me do, and no doesn't mean anything. If anybody tells me no, when I ask them or want them or suggest something for them to do, and they say no, in like a serious situation, like, I don't want to make you do anything. I think the act of making somebody do anything that they don't want to do is the worst thing you can do to a fucking human being. Whether it's, obviously like sex and stuff, obviously that's fucking terrible. But if you try to make your child be a baseball player when they don't want to play baseball, maybe they like music. Or if you try to make somebody go out on the weekends when they don't want to because they don't feel comfortable with it, I don't like that shit either. If you try to force somebody to do anything at all and you make them feel bad about it and you pressure them into doing it, that is horrible. I have lived half of my fucking life doing shit that other people wanted me to do, even though I told them I don't want to do it. And it has fucked with my head so bad to the point to where I swung way back the opposite direction, to where when anybody wants me to do anything, even if it's like a beneficial thing to my life, I automatically don't want to fucking do it. So quit doing that shit. Mostly these fucking dirty ass greasy managers that are managers over girls. If you're a manager over a workplace that is mostly women, you have a giant responsibility to make these women feel safe, make them feel secure, make them feel comfortable, especially in a place that serves alcohol. That is scary as fuck. I have sisters and I have friends that are girls, and the scariest thing on the planet that I think of all the time would be, what about if you were a woman around a bunch of big fucking drunk men, and your big drunk manager doesn't give a fuck about what you've been through, doesn't give a fuck that you're scared and it's intimidating being around all these dudes, and when they make passes at you and try to do shit that you don't want them to do, and your manager just goes, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it, they're just drunk. That's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. For men, the equivalent would be like some little nerd going to prison with a bunch of gang-banging, murderous, rapist, crazy motherfuckers and trying to not be scared to death all the fucking time. That's how these girls feel when they're working at places like this where the men don't give a fuck and they're just like, yeah, you're at work, deal with it. They're drunk people. You have to handle it. Be tough, sack up. Like, that's so fucking scary. And I think the most diabolical, nasty, disgusting, horrendous crime on the planet is forcing yourself sexually on somebody else, whether it be a man, woman, anybody else. Like, that is the one thing that is absolutely diabolical. And I can't handle it. And I hate hearing about it. And I hate seeing it. And it's just so disgusting. Like, the one most purest part of yourself that you can absolutely give a person. Like, besides, like, telling them your deepest, darkest fears and your dreams and this and that and your personality, like the part that makes you, like sharing that with somebody. But taking sex from somebody is horrible, disgusting, terrible fucking thing. And it happens all the fucking time. And there's so many people that are just like, oh, well, that's part of the job. That's part of the risk. Like, the fuck it is. The fuck it is. There's no reason why any job, even if you're a fucking stripper, there should be no reason why anybody should be able to push themselves onto you sexually and take that shit from you and it just get blown off. That's fucking horrible and disgusting, and I hate it. Ugh. It gets me so worked up. Obviously, this is usually a comedy podcast, but this has been weighing on my mind, obviously. But, yeah, just fucking disgusting. You're the biggest piece of shit bitch if you fucking force somebody to even kiss you. So, take some NeuroGum and calm down a little bit. But, I don't know. Luckily, my podcast is barely fucking breathing because that's, I don't know. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have anyone to fucking talk to. So sometimes when I feel amped up about it, it feels good to talk about it. But, anyway, I'm going to try to get some more interviews going. I'm, me and my ex broke up. We're working on the finer tuning. I'm going to try to do interviews with fuck tons of people once I live alone, because I'm kind of trying to work towards like maybe interviewing like homeless people, strippers, gas station attendants in the hood, porn stars, like the people that have like the most judged jobs on the planet, and just kind of get their view on things and see how they grew up and what they're doing and show that they're a completely normal person. I think that's kind of like the direction I'm trying to gear towards. I don't want to hear from successful people. Fuck those people. They're successful. I don't want to know what you're doing. I want to hear from like people that have like a way alternative lifestyle that's not normal. Because I myself have a very alternative lifestyle that's not normal to the straight and narrow. But I don't know. I just want to interview people that are way different than most people, I guess, if that makes any sense. And I don't want to do that now because I do have, a woman in the apartment. I don't want to bring... obviously I'm probably going to bring home some sketchy motherfuckers because I want a good story. I want to hear it from the worst of the worst. Like homeless people, they're not all bad, but obviously I don't know that until something bad happens. So when I live alone, I'm going to try to get a 2-bedroom apartment, or at least have like a studio. And I want to interview the people on the streets, the people that have been through some shit, people that just got out of jail trying to figure their life out. Like, just some really fucking shock and awe lives with stories, because life stories are the best stories on the planet, the real life stories are the most shock and awe stories. So when I only have to worry about myself and I don't have to worry about, like a woman or anybody else besides me, like if you want to come and murder my ass, fucking bring it on. I'll help you. I'll make it easy for you. Just fucking kill me. But once I get my own place, I really do want to do some like really fucking interesting interviews and stuff like that. So that's kind of the direction that I'm working towards right now. But it could be a couple months or so. But yeah, I guess we'll just end it there. Sorry, this podcast is just all over the place. I don't know what else to talk about anymore. It is so goddamn hard to have a podcast by yourself. If I had like millions of viewers or even thousands or even hundreds of viewers, I could like go through their emails. You could do some Q&A, stuff like that. You could call in, but I just don't have enough right now. So I just got to do what I can do and talk about what's on my mind. Apparently today it was sexual offenders at the workplace, but it is what it is. But like I said, you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Spotify, Patreon, Cockles of the Heart. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, whatever the fuck, you can email me at cocklespodcast@gmail.com. And, of course, add me on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, all that shit. All the info should be on my YouTube page. But, yeah. But that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out, and have a good week.